And we kick it off. The last 2 Warcraft series in 2023. Did 120 watch the games of Kaho happy yesterday? If he takes his competition a little bit serious, he must be. It's a deacon. No shenanigans. Straight up. And Kaho, big fan of the Demon Hunter. That's what he displayed yesterday. Very successful with it. And a new spin on things. Very, very, very greedy creep routes. And my dear mod Alone in Heaven says it. 25% off on subs. Last day for that. Let's go. Yeah, it's a little bit of a redefined Demon Hunter play. The greediest of creep routes. And that worked against Happy. Does this work against 120? Because Happy never, ever, ever tower pushes. But if you go for this greedy spot, the Ancient of War is going to be outside the base. He's going to pull the creeps together here. The base is exposed. And 120 can definitely punish this. But he's using the time for an expansion. Then we get level 2 Entangle as fast as possible. And the Demon Hunter is on the way to kill the ghouls. Decimating ghouls and reaching high levels. That's Kaho's game plan. Yesterday, he did the same against Happy. Happy arguably better in the matchup versus Night Elf than 120 is. And Happy shut it down. Constantly keeping Kaho in check, never allowing a trip to the merchant, never allowing big harass towards his expansion. Vodo Riga, thank you for the tier 1 sub. And Demon Hunter finds him pretty much right away. DK is in position, threatening us around, but the Demon Hunter is super tanky already. Can't do much against this Ziggurat, but he doesn't have to. No level 2 on 120 yet. You can spam some coils with the lack of mana burn. And I think Kaho is pretty satisfied with this. Necromancer as always, using the role of Necromancy to full effect. Detonate coming in. This could have been juicy. This could have been a lot of XP. But 120 shut it down. No detonate. Damage, coil secures the kill. Both players operating on a very high level in the first 4 minutes. No unnecessary losses, but slowly but steady, the damage is ramping up and the mana bar is emptying. This is supposed to be a counter expansion. But there is no expansion on 120 set in the first place. Just attack. And that tech is fairly even. But it's not necessarily the position where 120 likes to be in. Wants to be more dominant. Hunter saw already a good game, 100%. High stakes. Develop game plans. And very, very, very good mana management by Kaho. Always threatening that immolation. And doing good damage. Blight is healing against it, of course. But 2.3 on both sides. Double claw on 120, that's really good. Hype Train, by the way, is on the way to level 5. Choo-choo. Kaho needs levels now. Next step is getting level 3. He prevented an undead expansion. I think that was the number 1 target for him in the early game. Deny. Wow. This sequence alone. Warcraft 3 in 2023. Blocks and denies. That's what it's all about here now. The early game is so important. We get a panda to follow things up. No Naga. No pressure play. More AoE damage. You know, I love me some Drunken Haze. But is it likely that 1-0 goes into Gargs? I don't think so. And now with the Naga of his own, plus Fiends and Destros that are coming up, I feel like the momentum is with 1-0. Good strategic choice here. But maybe that was a little bit too ballsy. Demon Hunter controlled. Oh, blocks himself a little bit. Almost already in the air. Forces a town portal here. Re-engaging into that spot. 1-0 salvages it perfectly. And Shaman contributes perfectly. Thank you for the 23-month resub, my dude. Sick. Great exchange in the first 7 minutes, yeah. That's paving the way for the series, and I'm a bit surprised how competitive 1-0 is. That he's even ahead. I thought he who hangs with Happy in a full best of 5 should be the favorite here. That is not the fact. Scouting the expansion as well. This was, of course, a lot of time for the second phase of the Night Elf. Goes down, this slows down creeping even further, as levels are the issue. Wonky there. Item on the ground, just a second too long. He also didn't creep the Murlocs. It was earlier aggression. Thank you, Kakaimer, for the 29 months. Oh, that panda. Man, these guys are playing in a knife's edge. Every mistake could cost the middle game. And that could cost the Naga. How is he so confident? Naga Frost Arrow control, eh? Wow. Little oversight here. Losing the ghoul to the creeps. Damage output is sick, but the Dryad is coming in. Can't prevent the Naga from shooting. Kaho, what are you doing? Lost the town portal before that. You can't get in position. Where is the panda? Far away. Stressful. Both heroes on a combined 40 HP for Kaho. The multitasking, he's falling apart. Turtle is chasing 1-0. Let's go. But how does he heal this up now? Ooh, Kaho overwhelmed. Kaho overwhelmed. Too many actions on too many screens. Needs the Drunken Haze. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And it's not even enough for level 3. Oof, this hurts. 1-0 of course knows about the state of the Demon Hunter, especially knows he drained a lot of HP. And Moon Juice is empty now with tier 3 on the way. 1-0, a lot faster with that tier 3. Overlay already has the death timer on the heroes. That's the remaining HP. And 1-0 maneuvers himself into a position where he's ready to push. Destroyer upgrade over Frenzy. Interesting. Happy would never do that. And a Fiend transition. A slow game for Kaho. Yesterday, he was able to win the first map. Different first map though. Lich is underleveled, but that Demon Hunter is still on immolation. That's supposed to be your early game spell. Gets the Vamp Aura. Decent. Kaho needs to 1-0 with the counter expansion up. We're playing 2 ways. Yesterday Kaho played the Panda as a third hero against Mass. I think that was a good choice. Here against the 1-0 who really likes to go Fiend's A-bombs. Not sure if that's the call. No TP. No Tome of Retraining. No resource. Oh, it was Tome of Retraining. Sorry. Mana Burn is online. But is Kaho back in time? No repair. No Nature's Blessing. Wisps too late. That's so close. He can't hold it. But now 1-0 has to fight. He got no TP. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, sweet little splits here. Not affected by too much. Demon Hunter forced into an Invo Potion. Lich on the fire, but it's only level 1. He's the Orb Carrier, of course, but the Naga can do the damage if necessary. This Panda turns out to be a horrible, horrible choice. Losing the entire mid-game momentum. And Kaho, that's your last stand on map 1. 1-0 claims victory. And Kaho knows this was not what you wanted. My god, this celebration. He was never so happy in his life. Yeah, that was sick. That was a sick 1-0 game. Since he's playing so differently, maybe he doesn't have to play this matchup the way Happy does, and doesn't have to play into the adjustments that Kaho displayed yesterday, but play his own style. Because the adjustments don't really work in that regard. This could have looked bad. Like, the early game was really good by Kaho. Up until we crept the middle with the turtles. And then it was Panda versus Naga. And from there on out, full pressure 1-0, causing uncomfortable situations for Kaho. Expo was up, alright, but it was all calculated. TGL Noodle, thank you for the prime. I think it's relatively easy to fix this. Is 1-0 even a Garg player? I haven't seen 1-0 versus Night Elf a lot for some reason. Happy plays Night Elf all the time. 1-0? Not so much. So, map 2, Twisted Meadows. Kaho's loser's choice here in the lower bracket final. Kaho left hand side, right hand side. 1-0 up left hand side. It is a Warden. And Kaho's Warden, especially on Echo Isles yesterday, looked tremendous. But again, I repeat everything I said on map 1. 1-0 is a cheeky tower pusher at times, when Happy never is. And when you're exposed to a Warden, and you once again see these Ancients of War are out on the map, the base is exposed, why not just push it? Selling the town portal, we don't have a skull, so I guess this is just creeping to harass. And pressure's on Kaho to get the levels. We've seen this a bit throughout the week. Blast, my dude! Thank you very much for the 31 month. Love 2023. Merci back to Warcraft. Don't go 2024. Fan. Still so sick to have you in the Rara playoffs. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. Night Elf seemed to sacrifice HP a lot on a Warden. It's a little bit of a question if this is the choice. Or if 1-2-0 forces this. We have Shadow Strike versus Coil. Who gets it? DK relatively easy. Small hiccup. Whisk comes in. On Turtle Rock, he didn't get the detonate. Here, he doesn't get it either. A small one, though. Kalito, thank you very much for the 15 months. Hopefully not the last sub of the year. Yeah, I hope so too, man. I hope so too. And it is, once again, a relatively straight-up strat by 1-2-0. No expos. No towers. Just Ghoul into Fiend play. While Happy was playing almost every undead non-caster unit, this is straightforward. Second Engine of War's up. This Warden needs to make huge jumps. Good scouting. 1-2-0 knows exactly what's up, and now his choice: creep yourself or continue to harass the Warden. This is an Ancient of War going down again, just like it did on Tidehunters. Finally a level. Big mana potion. There we go. That's exactly what he needed. So far, Kaho can't get a foot on the ground. Too much practice against the Happy style. Little practice against the 1-2-0 style. Did not expect this from 1-2-0. Kaho seems like he's ready for everything that is not the frenzy push timing. And 1-2-0 just takes the frenzy push timing with some variation. Low XP game. The first one as well. That is pretty good for the player who's not going Ward. She can win games on her own. And that's the thing, like, when Happy is exposed to a Warden, you can oftentimes see him go air because there's no corpses. 1-2-0 is not going to do that. Here's level 3. DK at the same level of a Warden. What are the second heroes? Lich this time. A slower approach, as we're not contesting each other, but rather the creeps. That feels reasonable. And we have a Shadow Striker as on the way to tier 3. Maybe even a little late, but the Acolyte is dead. No fortification here. Wee, that's a weak spot. Wee, that's a weak spot. Coil doesn't hit either. 2 Acolytes down. No second Necropolis, no Nerub Tower, no Spirit Tower. How can you expose the base like this? Oversight by 1-2-0 and the first big move by Kaho. This hurts. Just when you need Orb of Corruption, Frenzy, Destroyers. You need a lot of gold at the arrival at tier 3. And 1-2-0 doesn't have that. Just this little blink harass bought Kaho a minute and a half. And not even the TP did. Twilight Steve, good point. Very curious to see Kaho not expanding at all. It didn't work on Tidehunters, but You know, all the Moon and Lawlight games on Twisted, and expansion is always part of this. Solid last hits, conservative. Forcing a coil for a little trapper is not really what you want as an undead. And Shadow Strike is more powerful now. The Warden is a mega tank. Blinks forward, goes for the DK. There is no TP. Warden versus DK. Lich is coming in. Needs the Nova. Warden gets the kill. All of a sudden, this is looking damn good. Town Portal forced, but absolutely worth it. Lich is gobbling up some XP. The big reward is going to the Lich as well. Likely. But we have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Azathor, thank you very much for the 12th month. Thank you for yet another year of outstanding Warcraft 3 entertainment. Too many more. Keep up the good work. Warden is back. There we go. Invo potion. DK also back, but no mana. No mana potion either. And Kaho still has a myriad of Shadow Strikes to work with and that blink. There she is. Onto the Fiend. That's a good kill. Reinforcements so fast, of course. Kaho got the bears, got the redo. No destroyer in the air yet. But if the Dryads fall, this could swing into 1-0's favor, who's having a good fight with that buyback. But you all know, getting heroes back from the tavern is expensive. So sick! 1-0 may be a little bit greedy. Exposing his army against the Blink Shadow Strike Warden. No TP, no invul, no staff, nothing. But then fought back, not giving the the troll to his opponent. And this is where the Warden shines. She can't be controlled. There's no silence. There's no Naga.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
And that AP is paying off. Still, one mistake could end the game. No hero to staff out a Warden. No anti-magic. No Invo potion. And dry Moonwells. Kaho has to survive daytime. And then things are looking good for him. 1-0 can't crack this. AP, Moonwells, and production buildings a little bit too strong. Warden wants to trade. Clearly getting 2 ghouls. Level 5. Shadow Strike intensifies. And once again, the liability is the DK. Blocks himself with the ghouls. Uh-oh. With the big mana potion, there's definitely a kill. Coming. Tick, 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 tick. Invo potion was passed before. DK's alive for now. But for how long? Bears are cleaning the ground. Warden is just waiting for her moment. Holding on, not desperately, holding on to that big mana potion. She can basically decide when it's time. Fakes the blink. Here we go. That's the Shadow Strike. That's supposed to be the kill. All eyes on the Warden, but that is free damage on the Destro. So far, the assassinations are not working on the heroes, but on the units. And that gives Kaho a gigantic lead. Here we go again. 3 times the charm. DK down, a report. DK down. Statue block. 1 blinks away. Saved with 80. And that's the second DK kill in this game. On the ground, there's almost nothing left. We got a Warden level 6. Avatar is online immediately. That's what he was waiting for with the big mana potion the entire time. And how do you get back now? Warden so confident. Invo potion there. Second buyback. Lich, Dark Ranger, is there anything? Invo potion and a redo on top. The perfect combo. GG. Kaho firing on all cylinders. And this series is tied. That's a comeback, everybody. That's a comeback. That Warden was on level 1 for a damn long time. But then it was to the moon. And interestingly, with Shadow Strike. Blink, Shadow Strike, Hero Focus. And 1-0, this was too fragile. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If you pull back, Warden is gonna creep even more, gets level 5. If you contest, you're losing a lot. She gets to level 5 as well. We're down to a best of 3, everybody. And this is gonna decide who claims match points. It is Hammerfall. 1-0's loser's pick. And Hammerfall provided an extraordinary game yesterday. What a momentum swing. 2 games pretty clear. After a certain point, who's gonna win this? And Kaho with the keeper. Huh. A lot of people are of the opinion that keeper doesn't work anymore. But with mass air, it certainly can. And it also can if you don't expect it. 3 maps, 3 different heroes. One to 0 staying with the tried and true. Wonder if he has a different idea. Keeper kinda must guarantee this expansion on the right. Without an expansion, it's gonna be incredibly hard for Kaho. Needs that extra gold. If he's going mass air, this strategy depends on mass. Obviously, it's in the name. And for mass, you need also mass. Pretty logical. Go. Yesterday, Happy tried to be aggressive against this, and Kaho punished it so hard. Circuit, not bad. 1-0, different approach. Don't expose yourself to the poison Hydra. Let him do his thing. And then strike with vengeance. Taste the poison ivy. And again, a straightforward game. No sidesteps, no attempted tower pushes, no expansions. The way Happy approached Rara Land as well. 9-minute pushes. Keeper in the main. 1-0 around the corner. These guys have been practicing a lot with each other as far as I know. 1-0, a guy whose practice relies on custom games, not so much. Ladder gets the kill! Oh, Kaho! Despite the DK being there. Despite the ghouls being there. Despite a Narub. Kaho is allowed to get an acolyte. And that's huge. Had to cancel the tag. This expo is safe. Is it not?
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Expo is super late. 1-0 aiming for it. There's some defenses. Archers are here too. But I don't think that's enough. Yep, that's a cancel right away, but it wasn't an Expo. Expo is here between the Moonwell and the Ancient of War. Very interesting, by the way, as if he kind of messed up the position. Archer's falling. 1-0's back. Archer's also out of the fight. Can he hold this? He still has attack advantage if this tree falls, and the tree does fall. It was the last bit of mana. So fragile. The Be careful on claws. That's another kill.
一位玩家的部队正
Whee!
遭到
This turns around quickly. Kaho also no Hunter's Hall. Was he a bit overwhelmed after the success of killing an
一
acolyte?
座基地正遭到围
This
攻。
all 1-0 now. What the hell? It's supposed to be the other way around. Wonderfully identifying the power spike. Where's the demon hunter? There we go. Everything seems a bit too slow now. Keeper
一
level
位
3
玩
is
家的部
hunting
队
season
正
now.
遭到
You
攻击。
gotta make up for the time you lost. 1-0, excellent push. Close to 3. Expo cancelled. Everything delayed. And Kaho's confidence seems gone. Tier 3 on the way. That is
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Keeper has to do the heavy lifting, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Kaho is adjusting. Maybe his plan wasn't to go for Dryads all along, with that Hunter's Hall being so late. Mass air should be normal. But we have a switch. Keeper, Demon Hunter, Dryads. But this is a very solid distraction. Demon Hunter can't creep. But the scary pushes are all delayed. You see it here. Usually tech would be finished around this time of day. Oh. Both hesitant.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
1-0 falling back. Allowing Kaho this expansion. Not committing. Not running into Entangle 2. We just creep and I creep the better spots. Get the map control. And then we're talking.
What? 一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Was this missing the entire time? Holy smokes. Oh. Oh. 2 snipes into the base, 2 acolytes down. Yeah, of course, he was taken to tier 3. Yes, of course. Massive move. This is how you buy time.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
There are 2 timing windows that you can abuse with the Keeper. That's the tech, and Kaho did it twice. Kaho's not ready yet. Army isn't up.
一座基地
Heroes
正
aren't
遭
there.
到围攻。
But 1-0 also. It's not that powerful. 3-1-1 heroes. Backed up with the Naga. Now we're collapsing. Demon Hunter Dryad to the left-hand side. Keeper coming in from the right-hand side. Instantly an invul potion to dodge the nuke. Fiend's damage is okay. Going for the demon. Wants to get rid of that mana burn. No consumables on Kaho. This fight is incredibly hard now. Treants do a solid job, and Kaho in general is using his units as a decoy, but a decoy that grants 1-0 a lot of XP. Oh, I need just away from level 3. Level 3 Demon Hunter is a game changer. Lots and lots and lots of heal potions, trying to soak up damage with the heroes to allow the units to live. Kaho learned from mistakes of yesterday, repairing that tree. Oh, Keeper about to explode. No heal potion there anymore. But it's all on the Demon Hunter. It's all about the Demon Hunter. Thank you, Tim, for the 8-month resub. Dude, that was 3 heal potions. Ah, 2 heal potions. No Nature's Blessing, but with piercing damage, erasing a base is hard. Mana burns are becoming more and more effective. No Coil Nova threat. S120 also playing with 0 consumables in this push. And I think that was the resiliency that Kaho needed. The patience that Kaho needed. But it's still only tier 2. Meat wagons.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Very, very good against Dryads if they hit. Very good against buildings, and we also have Disease Cloud. Something Happy rarely plays. So hard that both of the top undeads have just different ways to play this. You gotta get ready for so many different styles.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
All 3 levels. What a huge pickup! Is this luck? Or did he just know this?
一座基地正遭到围攻。
Wait, that was sick. Now he has to push without that siege unit, gets the entangled, gets a couple of wisps. It's not the end of the world. 1,300 gold though that he can't spend. Coil after the potion, that is fine. No reveal. Oh, that's a problem. He's doing all that damage, but he can't finish the units. Demon Hunter needs the staff soonish. Fork Lightning, point blank, mana burn again. Cow playing with fire here. Entangle, Dispelled, Naga on the menu, so is the Keeper. Ooh, Push is still alive. But Kaho can rebuild units quickly. Cost some time. Cost the Entangle, but that's about it. But that's a lot of wisps you're using there.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Needs a Whisper Shredder. You need lumber, bro. Put him on the trees. But yeah, you also want all the items. Wave after wave is crushing on the shores of Chaos Expansion, this time with the meat wagon. And he's spreading the disease cloud to the position where Kaho most likely is coming from. Love that. And I don't have to tell you how good this unit is in tearing down buildings. That's why it is a siege unit. I guess you have to say that Expo goodbye. And then it's tier 3 versus tier 2. First defense, good. Second defense, alright. There's too much pressure. Simon B 1109, thank you for the 31 month. Happy New Year, lads. Let's go. Glad you're having a good time, brother. How do you stop 1-0 at this point? Without bears. Without any meaningful anti-air. Without an expansion.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
crazy hero levels nearby. Just a lot of items. Any lame games, maybe? No, creep check. But we have a TP, Disease Cloud spread. We also have a Mana Stone, which is pretty sweet for the remainder of the game. Dryads are trying to die for that meat wagon, but it's 2 meat wagons. What a sweet setup this is. Disease Cloud is everywhere. And the Expo is down already. And the damage is done already. Lich gets level 4. But that was 2 solid kills. We got the reveal now. Okay, Fiends are falling. Kaho, one of the best Night Elf micro players in the world. Staff is up, Demon down. And now you gotta run. Heal scrolls are there, were there. But obviously very expensive. Mana Stone consumed as well as the Invul Potion here. Big blows to both. Who can afford this better? Yeah, that distraction doesn't work at all. Dodges the coil. Sweet play by Kaho. If only he had tier 3. If only he had an orb. He has reveal. That's level 4. Level 2 evasion. Grand. Focus fire on the keeper. Staffs on him. Trying to focus the Naga. That's a TP. Close. Had to cancel it. That tree was at 50%. And now regroup and rebuild. 1-0 is paying upkeep the entire time. It is expensive to keep the pressure up against Kaho's no upkeep play. And I think that was a trade. Still better for Kaho. Just from numerals. It might just be a timing thing though that he needs the second base. He needs that extra gold. And the levels for 1-0 are not getting worse. Several angles to attack from Hammerfall. Again, would love to see a second step. Okay. 1-0 is getting ready for the party tonight. Get all the drinks. It's only 50 food dryads. That's nothing really. Chinese overlay doesn't show how much gold was lost to upkeep, guys. Ooh, Zeppelin play, that's a little obvious, I think. We got dust once again. Oh, the nuke is not ending up on the Demon Hunter. This sweet little sidestep by 1-0. Every fight opener in the world usually is the nuke on the Demon. He wanted to dodge it, but ends up on the Keeper already. And with that, he's so hurt and bruised now. Just mix it up, everybody. Every now and then. That's an invul gone as well. So unnecessary. At the same time, so necessary. Get that away. Chaos in dire straits, yeah. And 1-0 is getting closer and closer to the match point for the grand final. Dryads are suffering. No heal scroll. How are you supposed to win this fight? I don't know. There's so many solutions to all the problems. And no rescue. Keeper can staff out the Demon Hunter once, but there's very limited mana in the Moonwells. Coils is there, good positioning. And now the Fiends reign supreme. Burrow, no dust at the moment, because it's the cooldown. And this is the safest statue I've seen in a long time. 1-0 strikes back. And it seems like he is in full control. That was a sweet timing. Despite the Keeper Acolyte harasses that went successful, Kaho was trying to catch up the entire game. One to 0 was in the position against the expansion. And then push after push after push after push. At some point you crumble. Maybe with high level heroes there's a chance to turn this around. Level 5 Demon Hunter, but for that, 2 little kills. But now we go on to Echo Owls. And Echo Owls yesterday was just insane. With the Warden by Kaho. Is it happy versus 1-0 closing out the year? Yo, I don't want to be in the shoes of Kaho. Not at all. Freaking stressful. It felt like 1-0 wasn't necessarily ready to fight the Warden on TM. And we can certainly expect a Warden here on Echo Owls. Everything else would be bonkers. But is it that time in a series where you just go for a tower push? If you're 1-0, why not? By the way, if 1-0 does it, we have a perfect distribution when it comes to Happy's opponents in TP League finals. It was Focus first, it was Fortitude, it was Moon, and then it would be 1-0, one of each race. A little bit of a break here, it seems. Echo Owls, man. I think the chances for 1-0 to push here are pretty high. Blasted! Thank you for the 37 month. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everyone in New Zealand, maybe even Australia at this point as well. Who better to spend your New Year's with than me and the Warcraft 3 family? Can you dodge coil using invis pods? Don't think so. And do you like the TV show Community? I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, players taking a break. I like that. We should do that more often in Warcraft, not just rush one game after the next. Give these players a little time. Kaho has 3 choices pretty much again. Demon Hunter, Keeper, or Warden. With expansion or not. 1-0. I think a 1-base push is the weakest of all options. Tootie Stooty, thank you for the 3-month resub. Or, hey, actually has 4 options. What about the Fire Lord? Kaho didn't display a Fire Lord at all so far. One to 0, one step away from the grand final. The last grand final of 2023. Happy is waiting. We do have an altar. So Kaho still not of the opinion that a Fire Lord is particularly good. Crazy. But alright. Yesterday against Happy, Kaho was successful with the Warden. So never change a running system, I guess. And she's back. She also gave him confidence in that game on Twisted. So yeah, from a psychological perspective, very reasonable to go Warden. And now it's up to 1-0 to make this a challenge. No unit moving across, no ghoul pull. No scout at all. Acolyte is here. Will we go up or down? Well, looks like an expansion right away. Okay, Undead Expo versus Warden leveling. If the Warden gets the Acolyte early, could be her game. Chances for that rather high. Ring of Region would be the dream. Circle not too shabby either. I don't think there's any denies. Warden's getting up, level 2. And she didn't decide for a skill build yet. On Twisted earlier, it was Shadow Strike. Could also be Fan of Knives, of course, especially in the late game. Kaho won this against Happy yesterday in almost dominant fashion. With Chimeras. Lots of tier 3 action. And I guess this is the plan as well. Shadow Strike Blink. The recipe of Twisted. This round doesn't match. We got the spell against skeletons. We got piercing damage. Oh, ghoul flank. Nice little setup here. Backstab 1-0. Didn't necessarily cause too much damage, but broke the push. Good ghoul pull. And of course, deliberately keeping the Warden low. Oh. Kaho's camera. Not working anymore. Oopsie. So on Echo, do you need a panda second? He didn't play him on Twisted. And solo experience can jumpstart the Warden. But this feels like no threat. No threat, no counter expo. I'm a bit confused by Kaho's play. Very, very hesitant with mana. As one should be, thanks to the Moonwell nerf. Good calls, mana management on both sides. Again, exquisite. That's a deny as well. Don't deny, don't deny. Thank. Oh, that's not level 3? A skeleton is missing to level 3. How unfortunate. And again we go Dryads. Sacrificing HP now for the level. I mean, it's justified. 1-0 on 2 bases. Tech is late. This time we build a second necropolis, but I think that's only at the expo. To be able to portal there. And that's a sweet timing. Shadow Strike number 1, maybe an overkill, but at least it is a kill. And that's number 2, and 1 is very hurt. 2 crypts only. This looks like mass fiends again. No Gargs. For Gargs you need 3 crypts or more. 3 or 4. But yeah, just like 1-0 doesn't go for Banshees against human, not a Guard fan. 3 goals down.
一位玩家的部队一座基地正遭到围攻。
An expansion is coming up. Good choice by Kaho. Even though his level 3 was delayed, still doable. Damage was done. Time to retreat. Time to catch up. Build that base, creep that spot. And then we're going from there. Once the base is established, sky is his limit. Very important to have a mid game like this when you're facing match points and elimination. Wow, double crypt, double slaughterhouse. Steal? Nope, goes to the ward. So sick. This one stolen is alright. Scroll of the Beast. At least it's not on the undead side. Level 4 versus level 3 warden. Making good progress. And this is a DK without mana. On the cost of XP, that's okay. Fiends are easy to kill for a Warden usually. There is no coil, so he has to use the Shadow Strike. Warden is missing boots for chases like this. But all that Kaho wants is to trade XP once again for the super powerful level 5 and most importantly his expo bottom left. 1-0 for how long his expansion is running. He's not particularly rich. He doesn't have a big army either. Are we reading the book? Oh, the sacred text. B2W no tome in the chat. And I think 1-0 gives it. Going for the north, creep that spot, wait for upgrades. Off we go. I don't think there's a strong defensive setup. Ancient of War moved to the expo, I think. That's sweet. One level 5 would be the dream. How to get there? You'd have to go to either one of the greens in the north, which is on the opposite side of the map, or the turtles at the bottom, which is also away from your expansion. You gotta get this with trades against your opponent, I think. We got Fan of Knives now. Very good against the ghouls. But 1-0 pushing for the grand final. This hits hard. No lumber. Little bit of gold. We're going for Nature's Blessing, but might just be a little bit too late. Exposing his skill build very early on, and 1-0 is ready. Heal scroll up. Statues full. Heal potion and mana potion as well against a possible nuke. It is only a warden, but she's 5. Weave in, weave out. 500 Moon Juice mana available. But usually the statues are out healing the Warden damage. Did that change with the latest patch? Oh, waiting for the perfect timing. Waiting for the Master Bears. He is supply blocked. Can't go higher than 60. 120 supply lead is growing. Still 200 gold. This expansion of his was never threatened. And his grand final run seems to be unthreatened as well. Big damage. We got the bears. This is the moment. Kaho gotta survive this fight. 120 playing so differently than Happy yesterday. Way fewer problems with Kaho than Happy had yesterday. Bear falling immediately. The second one, where's the damage? He's just moving. He's not attacking. DK level 4, that's an oversight. Dryad is falling as well. 120 in full control. So much damage thrown on this abomination. Goes down, but it doesn't really matter. Damage is done. This Warden carries the weight of the world on her shoulder. And the Fan of Knives gotta do it, but the coil is in time. The Berserker falls. The bear is down. Kaho in dire straits. How do you salvage this? Hero focus, no option. No backup. And the Fan of Knives is still too weak. He's blasting through the heal scroll. But even if you survive this, isn't the damage done already? Aren't you too weak already? Is it the Avatar? Again, that has to salvage this. 5.8. You gotta use your mana the entire time for the Fan of Knives. 120 is not comfortable anymore. Oi thinks, well, damage done. Let's retreat, let the statues work, and then push again and finish this. Kaho's alive, but barely breathing. Never found time for harass. Always busy. He's on 2 bases now too, though. Needs to rebuild a lot. Moonwells were rebuilt during the fight. That's excellent. And now the Panda second. Soaking up XP prior to 6. This looks a little desperate to get something on the board. But it doesn't really feel reasonable. No skill selected yet either. Shockdown. Got a mana potion in the dream. Disease cloud will spread. 2 abominations. Kaho was ready for Happy's ghoul play. He's not ready for 120's fiend play. I don't know what the Panda is gonna do here. I really don't. You need the Avatar. You need the kill. But that's not enough. It's not enough. How do you heal the Warden? There's no stab. The next nuke could seal the deal and bring us a Happy verse 1 to... Oh my god, this Panda did nothing. This Panda did nothing. He's fighting. He's trying. The level 6 is so close. You can feel it. You can smell it. And there's a lot of corpses. Is this one of these magical Warden games? The Lawlight Warden games. There's nothing else to work with. Nothing. Statues are unkillable. Okay. We need a New Year's miracle here for Kaho. So many corpses. But you can't afford to lose that situation. That's the only hope. The few units left. Oh, Destro down. It's crazy damage. Warden cracking the 20k. Lich has a Nova. Wait for it! That was a big one. 1, 2, 3. Warden's back, but no repair. That tree is down. And no more double income. Panda's back as well, of course. Got nothing here. Fan of Knives one more time. That's a kill. That's another kill. Panda is just dead the entire time, but the Warden is kind of cleaning house here. To a degree, at least. The Dryads are falling. He's playing Dota at this point. .4. No reveal. No more. Blinks into safety, but that exposes everything. I'd almost go as far and say Panda is a big reason why Kaho lost this series, as it's GG. 1-0 back in the grand final. The good old Undead Mirror best of 7 coming up. For a long time, those were the two best players in the world. Happy 1-0. Going side by side, trading wins for a long time. 1-0 alongside Lin was the only one who was able to threaten and even beat Happy. And then he fell into a slump. As far as I know, got married, went on his honeymoon. And now he's back. He had a lot of doubters prior to this tournament. He's washed. Labby is the second best. There's no doubt. No doubt that these two are the best players, the best undead players in the world. Not after this tournament, but who really is the best.